It's Saturday, November the 10th. I haven't accomplished much today. It's my day off. Yesterday was a very long day and I was very tired when I came home. So I went to bed and then I got up and I watched a lot of television this afternoon and this evening. Did some reading, wrote some emails, and that's pretty much been it. I don't really have a whole lot to say. I was talking to a friend today. We were emailing back and forth about some topics that have been in the news, and one of them that's kind of old news for us in Canada, but is new news for Americans, is the Maher Arar case that was settled in Canada to the tune of some millions of dollars in damages paid out to Maher Arar. And he's seeking, I don't know if he's seeking damages in the States or if he's just looking to have his name cleared. But it's the Canadian verdict or the Canadian compensation package that bothers me. It drives me crazy that he got as much money as he did, because it's not necessary. As I said to my friend earlier today, and I've said a number of times in the past, that there's no need in cases like that for the government to create artificial millionaires. And what I mean by that is that nobody in the world needs as much money as what he was given. And so what the government has done is created himself, his children, his children's children, and the children's children's children are going to be millionaires for the rest of their lives, or they're going to squander it and go horribly awry and have to learn all of the lessons that come with that kind of money. Instead, they could have given him some sort of like almost a pension, equivalent to, I don't know, even $100,000 a year. Make him comfortable or to wealthy. Solve all of his own personal financial needs up until the day that he died. And then, debt repaid. That's the kind of thing, like, especially considering the Canadian government was really only I don't want to say a fringe contributor, secondary contributor. They didn't fly him off to Syria. That's my little thing on that. And another thing that was in the news that absolutely flabbergasts me is these Aquadot beads that turn into GHB when they're put in when they're ingested. Like, what kind of a random confluence of chemical events does that take? That's unfathomable. And of course, it couldn't be, that when you do it, it turns into bubblegum. It would have to be something like the date rape freaking drug. Like, why do these things have to be horrible? There's no such thing as a happy accident anymore, it seems, and that's just tragic. I'm astounded, and the news just continues to flabbergast me. Just the other day, there was the news of the airliner that lost an engine shortly after takeoff. Now, just off the top of my head, I'm going to guess that those things are probably attached pretty well, and if they're not, they ought to be. There should be lots of bolts and rivets and, hell, even a few nails. I don't really know. Duct tape, glue, whatever. Keep the damn things on there. And they said that some of the passengers on the plane noticed that the engine fell off. How much would you want to trade your window seat that day to be sitting there and go, oh, that was an engine. That's gonna suck. Like, what? No, these things need to stop happening. Right now. The news is just getting too weird, and I don't understand why engines have to fall off of planes, and children's beads need to turn into GHB, and, I don't know. Sorry, that's 2 rants in a row. I didn't intend for that. I don't rehearse. I'm, just kind of talking. Apparently those were the things that were weighing on my mind. Yeah, otherwise, work is work, home is home, whatever. I will give the kids a little credit today. They did clean up after themselves in the kitchen. They set off the fire alarm, or the smoke alarm, which was a little bit jarring. But they were making bacon and whatever else on the stove, and aside from a few dishes in the sink, which is where I want them to put them, you would never know that anyone had done anything in the kitchen. The counters were wiped off, the stove was wiped off. It was fantastic. So I'll definitely have to give them a thumbs up on that tomorrow. Anyway, well, and of course then, because there has to be that yin and yang, there has to be a counterbalance. They did clean up after themselves, but they left the front door window open and the bathroom window open while the furnace was running, which really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So, but I'm going to leave that part out, and I'm just going to focus on the positive tomorrow when I talk to them. So, I'm going to, zen it up a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to end this now. I have a glass of Pepsi back there that's calling my name, and I need my caffeine. So have a good night, and yeah, hope you're not watching YouTube videos on Saturday night, because it's just about as sad as me making one on a Saturday night.